Hey everyone, welcome back to SwitchTop. Today we're counting down the top 25 best platformers on Nintendo Switch. These games will test your reflexes, creativity, and platforming skills in completely different ways. Whether you love speed, precision, or just pure chaos, this list has something for you. Let's jump right in. Pizza Tower is an absolutely wild love letter to Wario Land that cranks the speed and intensity up to 11. You play as Peppino Spaghetti, an anxious pizza chef who needs to climb a tower to save his restaurant from destruction by a floating pizza-headed menace named Pizza Face. The gameplay is all about momentum. You're constantly running, charging through walls, and building up speed as you tear through levels, grabbing toppings and cash. Each level has a timer that starts when you grab the pizza at the end, forcing you to sprint back to the start, while the music goes absolutely crazy and everything falls apart around you. The hand-drawn animation style looks like a 90s Nickelodeon cartoon on steroids, with Peppino's expressions perfectly capturing his panic as he demolishes everything in his path. The controls feel loose and chaotic at first, but once you learn to maintain momentum and chain moves together, you'll be pulling off insane combos and finding secrets everywhere. It's loud, fast, and completely unhinged in the best possible way. Anomaly Agent is a stylish beat-em-up platformer hybrid that blends combat with precise platforming in a cyberpunk setting. You're an agent investigating anomalies in a futuristic city where reality itself is breaking down, causing time loops and dimensional rifts. The combat system lets you juggle enemies with combos, launch them into the air, and use special abilities, while platforming sections require careful timing and spatial awareness. Each level mixes fighting groups of enemies with environmental puzzles and platforming challenges that use the game's unique mechanics. The pixel art style is gorgeous, with detailed backgrounds and smooth character animations that bring the cyberpunk world to life. You'll unlock new abilities as you progress that open up different combat strategies and movement options. The game has a good sense of progression, where you constantly feel like you're getting stronger and more capable. Boss fights mix up the formula by combining combat patterns with platforming elements, forcing you to stay mobile while looking for openings to attack. Grapple Dogs, Cosmic Canines is pure, momentum-based platforming fun where you swing through levels using your grappling hook. You play as Pablo, a spacefaring dog on a quest to save the galaxy from an alien invasion threatening multiple planets. The grappling mechanic is the heart of everything. You can latch on to specific points and swing in any direction, building speed to launch yourself across huge gaps and up to high platforms. Levels are designed around maintaining flow, with gems and collectibles placed to reward players who can keep their momentum going without touching the ground. The movement feels incredibly smooth once you get the rhythm down, chaining grapples together while air dashing and bouncing off enemies. Each world introduces new mechanics, like boost pads, gravity switches, and different types of grapple points that change how you move through levels. The time trial mode is where the game really shines, pushing you to optimize routes and perfect your swinging technique. It's bright, colorful, and incredibly satisfying when you nail a perfect run through a tricky section. Super Mario Maker 2 gives you the tools to create and play an endless supply of Mario levels across multiple game styles. The creation mode includes parts and enemies from Super Mario Bros., Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario World, New Super Mario Bros. U, and Super Mario 3D World, each with their own physics and unique elements. You can build traditional levels, automatic music levels, puzzle challenges, or whatever weird creation you can imagine using the intuitive touch controls. The story mode features over 100 Nintendo-created levels that teach you different design concepts while providing a solid campaign experience. Online, you can search for levels by difficulty, tags, or popularity, and the Endless Challenge mode gives you lives to see how far you can get through random levels. The 3D world style is particularly cool because it uses different mechanics than the 2D styles, adding elements like the clear pipe and catsuit. Multiplayer modes let you race or cooperate through levels with friends, locally or online. The level editor is deep enough for experienced creators, while remaining accessible for newcomers. New Super Lucky's Tale is a charming 3D platformer that modernizes the collectathon genre with tight controls and clever level design. Lucky the Fox is searching for his sister and the stolen Book of Ages, traveling through different worlds controlled by the villainous Jinx and his cat army. The game mixes 3D exploration levels with 2D side-scrolling sections, puzzle rooms, and runner-style challenges. Each world has multiple objectives, like finding hidden coins, solving puzzles, and completing time trials that unlock new areas. The moveset is simple but effective. Lucky can jump, double jump, burrow underground, and perform a tail swipe attack. What the game does really well is variety, constantly introducing new ideas and mechanics without overstaying its welcome. Some levels have you navigating hazards, others focus on combat or racing, and some are pure platforming challenges. The difficulty curve is perfect for players of all skill levels, starting accessible but ramping up with optional harder challenges. It's genuinely fun to explore every corner, looking for secrets, and the level design consistently rewards curiosity. Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, is a proper sequel to the original trilogy that pushes the challenging platforming to new heights. Neocortex and Entropy have escaped their prison and rips holes in space-time, so Crash and Coco must chase them across dimensions to save the multiverse. The classic gameplay of running, jumping, and spinning through linear levels returns, but with quantum masks that add temporary powers, like reversing gravity or phasing objects in and out of existence. Modern mode gives you unlimited lives, while retro mode brings back the brutal life system from the original games. Levels are long and packed with hazards, precision jumps, and hidden gems that require near-perfect runs to collect. You can also play as different characters like Neocortex and Dingodile, each with completely different movesets that change how levels are played. The difficulty is no joke. This game will test your platforming skills and reflexes constantly. Hitboxes are tight, and you need to master the movement to handle the trickier sections. The art style is beautiful, with vibrant colors and expressive animations. Neva is an emotional journey that combines fluid platforming with light combat and environmental storytelling. You play as Alba, a young woman bonded with a wolf cub named Neva after a traumatic event, traveling through a dying world being consumed by dark forces. The game follows your relationship with Neva across seasons, with the wolf growing and becoming more capable as you progress together. Platforming requires timing and precision, but never feels punishing, focusing more on flow and atmosphere than difficulty. Combat is simple, with basic attacks and dodges, serving the story rather than being the main focus. The hand-painted art style is absolutely stunning, with each season bringing dramatic visual changes to the world. Puzzles involve working with Neva to overcome obstacles, and the bond between character and wolf is conveyed through animation and subtle interactions rather than dialogue. It's a shorter experience, but every moment feels purposeful, exploring themes of loss, growth, and companionship. The soundtrack perfectly complements the emotional beats of the story. It's more contemplative than most platformers on this list, but delivers a powerful experience. Planet of Lana is a cinematic puzzle platformer set on an alien world where machines have invaded and taken the inhabitants. You control Lana, a young girl searching for her sister with her companion Mui, a small creature that follows your commands to solve puzzles. The gameplay is about exploration and puzzle solving rather than combat. You'll sneak past dangerous machines, use the environment to create distractions, and work with Mui to reach new areas. Puzzles often require coordination between Lana and Mui, with you directing your companion to pull levers, distract enemies, or reach places Lana can't access. The platforming itself is straightforward, but the level design creates tension through stealth sections and environmental hazards. Where this game really stands out is presentation. The hand-painted art style creates breathtaking alien landscapes with incredible attention to detail and lighting. The story unfolds without much dialogue, relying on visual storytelling and environmental clues to convey what happened to this world. The relationship between Lana and Mui feels genuine through their animations and interactions. It's a more relaxed pace than pure action platformers, but creates memorable moments through atmosphere and clever puzzle design. Super Meat Boy is the ultimate test of precision platforming that defined the tough but fair difficulty style. You're a cube of meat trying to save your girlfriend Bandage Girl from the evil Dr. Fetus across hundreds of brutally challenging levels. The controls are incredibly tight. Meat Boy can run, jump, and wall jump with pixel-perfect precision that makes every death feel like your fault, not the game's. Levels are short, but packed with saws, salt, lava, and other hazards designed to splatter you instantly on contact. The genius is in the instant respawn system that keeps you retrying without frustration, learning patterns and improving your muscle memory. Each world introduces new mechanics and hazards while ramping up difficulty significantly. Dark World versions of levels provide even harder remixes for masochists who want more punishment. You can unlock other characters with different abilities by finding hidden warp zones, adding variety to the gameplay. The game tracks your death count and shows replays of all your attempts simultaneously, creating a horrifying and hilarious display of your failures. It's incredibly satisfying to finally beat a level that's been destroying you. Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury delivers two fantastic experiences that showcase why Mario remains the king of platformers. The main game is a masterclass in level design, where up to 4 players control Mario, Luigi, Peach, Toad, or Rosalina through brilliantly crafted stages filled with creative ideas. Each level introduces new concepts and mechanics without overusing them. One stage might be built around clear pipes that transport you around. Another focuses on shadow puzzles, and another features musical platforms. The Catsuit power-up lets you climb walls and pounce on enemies, fundamentally changing how you approach platforming challenges. Levels have multiple objectives, including green stars, stamps, and reaching the top of the flagpole, encouraging replayability and exploration. The difficulty curve is perfect, accessible early on, but the post-game worlds will challenge even experienced players. Bowser's Fury is a completely different experience, an open-world Mario adventure set in Lake Lapcat, where you collect cat shines while kaiju-sized Fury Bowser periodically emerges to devastate the landscape. You can team up with Bowser Jr. in co-op, using his paint abilities to solve puzzles and reach new areas. Katana ZERO is a stylish neo-noir action platformer where you play as a samurai assassin, working through hits while uncovering a conspiracy involving time manipulation and war veterans. You can slow down time and plan your approach, but once you execute, everything happens in real time, and you die in one hit, forcing you to restart the entire level until you get a perfect run. Each level is basically a puzzle, where you need to figure out the right sequence of moves, dodging bullets, deflecting them back with your sword, using doors to slam enemies, and chaining kills together in smooth sequences. The story is told through conversations, where you can interrupt people or stay silent, and there's a deeper mystery about your character's past and the drug that gives you precognitive abilities. The synthwave soundtrack perfectly matches the neon-soaked visuals, and the whole game has this VHS aesthetic that makes everything feel gritty and stylish. Combat feels incredible once you nail the timing, and watching your successful run play out without deaths looks like a choreographed action movie. It's short, but packed with memorable moments and multiple story paths based on your choices. Super Mario Bros. Wonder completely reimagines 2D Mario with the Wonder Flower mechanic that transforms levels in unpredictable ways. You're exploring the Flower Kingdom when Bowser fuses with a castle and messes everything up. So Mario and friends need to collect Wonder Seeds to stop him. The Wonder effects are the star here. Grab a Wonder Flower and suddenly the level might turn into a rhythm game. Pipes could grow legs and start walking around. You might transform into a Goomba or a stretchy spike ball, or the entire art style could shift. Each level has completely unique Wonder moments that you genuinely can't predict, keeping things fresh and surprising throughout the entire game. The Elephant power-up lets you swing your trunk to break blocks and spray water, while the Bubble and Drill power-ups offer new ways to interact with enemies and environments. You can play as Mario, Luigi, Peach, Daisy, Toads, or Yoshis and Nabbit, who have easier difficulty settings for less experienced players. The badge system adds another layer where you equip abilities like wall jumping, a dolphin kick for swimming, or starting levels with a power-up already active. Online play shows ghost images of other players in real time, and you can revive each other or share items. Super Mario Galaxy plus Super Mario Galaxy 2 stand as masterclasses in 3D platform design, built around the bold idea of gravity-defying worlds where every planet has its own rules. Instead of traditional flat stages, gameplay unfolds across compact spherical planetoids, forcing players to constantly read the environment, adapt their movement, and rethink spatial awareness. Running upside down, leaping between orbiting platforms, and chaining jumps across tiny worlds gives exploration a constant sense of surprise. Core Mario controls remain precise and intuitive, but the gravity system makes even simple actions feel fresh and engaging. The first game emphasizes wonder and discovery, mixing calm exploration with clever power-ups like Bee and Boo Mario that interact directly with level design. The sequel sharpens the experience with denser challenges, faster pacing, and expanded mechanics, notably through Yoshi and power-ups such as Cloud and Rock Mario that deepen movement options and puzzle solving. Each galaxy feels handcrafted, introducing a single strong idea and pushing it just far enough before moving on, keeping the experience varied and memorable. Sonic Mania Plus is a love letter to classic Sonic that captures everything great about the Genesis era while adding new content and refinements. The story has Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles racing against Dr. Eggman and his hard-boiled heavies, who are after the Phantom Ruby, a powerful artifact causing dimensional chaos. Gameplay is pure momentum-based platforming, where you build speed through loops and ramps, exploring multiple paths through levels, ranging from high-speed upper routes to slower, lower paths with more hazards. Each zone mixes remixed classic stages with completely original levels, all featuring multiple acts with unique gimmicks and transformations. The drop dash ability lets Sonic instantly rev up into a spin dash upon landing, maintaining momentum better than ever before. Plus, adds Mighty the Armadillo and Ray the Flying Squirrel as playable characters with unique abilities that change level strategies. The special stages are proper 3D environments where you chase UFOs to collect Chaos Emeralds, and the Blue Sphere bonus stages return for extra collectibles. Boss fights are creative and varied, often subverting expectations with unexpected mechanics. Retro Revengers is a fast-paced action platformer about a team of heroes fighting to save their world from an interdimensional invasion. You play as different characters, each with unique abilities and movement styles that completely change how you approach levels. The game emphasizes speedrunning with tight controls that reward mastery and experimentation with different character combinations. Combat mixes ranged attacks, melee strikes, and special abilities that you chain together while platforming through challenging stages filled with enemies and hazards. Each character has a distinct playstyle. Some focus on mobility and air attacks, others excel at close-range combat or have projectile-based movesets. The level design encourages replaying stages to find optimal routes and improve your times, with rankings based on speed and performance. Boss battles require learning attack patterns and using your character's full toolkit to exploit weaknesses. The retro-inspired visual style uses chunky pixels with vibrant colors and smooth animation that gives everything personality. Story cutscenes are brief, but establish the characters and their relationships as they fight back against the invasion. Mutant Mudds Collection bundles together Mutant Mudds Deluxe and Mutant Mudds Super Challenge, giving you a massive amount of retro-inspired platforming. You play as Max, a kid with a water cannon and jetpack, fighting off an alien mud invasion. The core mechanic involves jumping between 3 different visual planes: foreground, middle ground, and background, using launch pads that shift your perspective. Your jetpack has limited fuel, so you need to carefully manage your hover time to make tricky jumps. The water cannon is your only weapon, requiring you to get the right angle on enemies while avoiding their attacks. Levels are filled with collectible diamonds and hidden secret doors that lead to even harder bonus stages. The game has a deliberate, methodical pace, where you plan your route and execute precise jumps. Super Challenge cranks the difficulty way up, with tighter jumps, more hazards, and meaner enemy placement for experienced players. Power-ups like extended jetpack time or longer cannon range unlock new areas in previous levels, encouraging backtracking. The pixel art has a clean Game Boy aesthetic, with limited color palettes that look great. The Insane Trilogy remasters the original 3 Crash Bandicoot games with completely rebuilt visuals while keeping the challenging platforming intact. You're controlling Crash as he tries to stop the evil Dr. Neo Cortex across 3 adventures filled with linear obstacle courses, precise jumping, and spinning enemies. The first game is notably harder, with strict hit detection and less forgiving checkpoint placement, while Crash 2 and 3 add new moves like the slide, belly flop, and double jump that expand your movement options. Levels mix pure platforming with vehicle sections, like riding a polar bear, jet skiing through rapids, and piloting a mini submarine. Each game has time trials that unlock relics, challenging you to speedrun levels with strict time requirements while breaking all boxes for gems. The remade graphics look fantastic, with detailed character models in lush environments that bring the Wumpa Islands to life. Difficulty spikes can be brutal, especially in the later levels in the boss fights, but the tight controls make tough sections feel fair once you learn the timing. Coco is now playable in all 3 games, offering an alternative character with the same abilities. Ori and the Will of the Wisps is a beautiful Metroidvania that expands on the original with deeper combat and exploration. Ori sets out to find their friend Ku and discovers the forest is dying from a mysterious decay, meeting new characters and uncovering the source of the corruption. The movement system is incredibly fluid, with abilities like double jump, dash, burrow, and grapple that you unlock and combine for increasingly complex traversal. Combat got a major upgrade, with actual weapons and combat abilities instead of just the Spirit Flame. You can equip swords, bows, spears, and special attacks that create varied playstyles. The Bash ability returns, letting you grab projectiles and enemies to launch yourself in any direction, which is essential for both combat and navigation. Escape sequences are intense chase moments where the screen scrolls automatically and you need perfect timing to avoid instant death hazards. The hand-painted art style is absolutely stunning, with gorgeous lighting and particle effects that make every area distinct and memorable. Difficulty options let you tune the experience, from casual exploration to brutally challenging combat. Side quests involve helping NPCs and finding collectibles that upgrade your health, energy, and abilities. Rayman Legends Definitive Edition is pure platforming joy, with incredibly creative level design and tight controls that feel perfect. Rayman and friends need to awaken the teensies from their 100-year sleep and stop the nightmares that have invaded the Glade of Dreams. The core gameplay has you running, jumping, punching, and gliding through levels filled with enemies, collectibles, and secrets. What sets this apart is the sheer variety. You'll navigate paintings that come to life, underwater sections, auto-scrolling levels synced to music, and stages where Murphy the Fly helps by manipulating the environment. The music levels are absolutely brilliant, perfectly syncing your actions to rock and pop songs with every jump and punch hitting right on beat. You can play solo or with up to 4 players in local co-op, which creates chaotic fun as you race through levels together or accidentally knock each other into hazards. Each world introduces new themes and mechanics without ever feeling repetitive. Daily and weekly challenges keep you coming back with special levels that test specific skills. The art style is vibrant and detailed, with amazing animation that gives every character and enemy tons of personality. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze is the pinnacle of 2D platforming, with phenomenal level design and challenging gameplay that rewards mastery. The Snowmads have invaded DK Island and frozen everything, so Donkey Kong, Diddy, Dixie, Cranky, and Funky Kong need to travel across 6 islands to take back their home. Each Kong has unique abilities. Diddy's jetpack extends your jumps. Dixie can helicopter spin to slow her descent. Cranky can pogo on his cane over spikes. And Funky has extra health and easier movement for less experienced players. The level design is absolutely brilliant, with creative themes like a savanna with dynamic grass affecting movement, a fruit factory with crushing mechanisms, and underwater sections with perfect physics and enemy patterns. Collectibles include Kong letters and puzzle pieces hidden in clever spots that require exploring and mastering the movement. Boss fights are multi-phase encounters with great visual design and attack patterns that feel fair but challenging. The rolling and ground pound moves are essential for maintaining momentum and defeating tougher enemies. David Wise's soundtrack is incredible, mixing atmospheric tracks with energetic themes that enhance every level. Shovel Knight Treasure Trove is actually 4 complete games in one package, all inspired by NES classics but with modern design sensibilities. The original Shovel of Hope campaign has you playing as Shovel Knight on a quest to rescue Shield Knight from the Tower of Fate, controlled by the evil Enchantress and her Order of No Quarter. You use your shovel to attack enemies, bounce on them like a pogo stick, and dig up treasure, while exploring levels filled with clever platforming challenges and hidden secrets. The game nails that retro difficulty, where levels are tough but fair, with checkpoints you can destroy for extra money if you're confident in your skills. Plague of Shadows lets you play as Plague Knight, with completely different mechanics, focused on bomb crafting and explosive jumping. Spectre of Torment stars Spectre Knight, with fast-paced wall running and scythe attacks that feel totally different from the base game. King of Cards adds King Knight, with unique shoulder bash moves and a card game side activity. Each campaign has its own story, bosses, and level layouts that remix familiar areas in new ways. The pixel art is gorgeous, with excellent animation and a chiptune soundtrack by Jake Kaufman that's genuinely catchy. Celeste is a precision platformer about climbing a mountain while dealing with anxiety and self-doubt, wrapped in incredibly tight controls and brilliant level design. You play as Madeline, a young woman determined to reach the summit of Celeste Mountain despite her inner demons literally manifesting as a dark version of herself. The controls are simple. You can jump, climb walls for limited stamina, and dash once in any direction before touching the ground. These basic mechanics combine into increasingly complex challenges that require pixel-perfect timing and creative problem-solving. Each chapter introduces new mechanics like moving blocks, bouncing crystals that refresh your dash, or feathers that let you fly briefly in any direction. The game constantly teaches you through level design rather than tutorials, naturally building your skills as you progress. Assist mode lets you adjust game speed, add extra dashes, or become invincible if you want to experience the story without the brutal difficulty. B-sides are remixed, harder versions of each chapter for experienced players, and C-sides are even more challenging. The strawberry collectibles are completely optional, but placed in deviously tricky spots that demand mastery. Kirby and the Forgotten Land brings the pink puffball into full 3D for the first time, with open level design and creative copy abilities. Kirby gets pulled through a vortex to a post-apocalyptic world where he needs to rescue Waddle Dees captured by the Beast Pack. The core gameplay has you exploring semi-open levels filled with obstacles, enemies, and secrets while using Kirby's signature inhale ability to copy enemy powers. What sets this apart is Mouthful mode, where Kirby stretches over large objects like cars, vending machines, and traffic cones to gain completely unique abilities. Driving the car lets you ram through barriers and race across gaps, while becoming a cone lets you pierce through tough obstacles. Copy abilities have been upgraded with evolution paths. You can turn the standard sword ability into a Gigant Sword or Meta Knight Sword with different attack patterns and power. Each level has hidden Waddle Dees to rescue by completing objectives like finding secret areas, finishing within time limits, or defeating all enemies without taking damage. Boss fights are genuinely challenging, with multi-phase encounters that require learning patterns and dodging attacks. The Coliseum offers boss rush challenges, and post-game content significantly ramps up difficulty. Super Mario Odyssey is a 3D platforming masterpiece built around the capture mechanic that lets Mario possess enemies and objects. Bowser has kidnapped Princess Peach again to force her into marriage, and Mario teams up with Cappy, a sentient hat searching for his sister who is also captured. Throwing Cappy lets you capture over 50 different enemies and objects. Gaining their abilities become a bullet bill to fly through obstacles, possess a T-Rex to smash everything, or capture a Goomba to stack up and reach higher platforms. Each kingdom you visit has completely different themes and aesthetics, from the photorealistic humans of New Donk City to the food-themed Luncheon Kingdom with lava made of soup. Power moons are everywhere, with over 800 total to collect through platforming challenges, puzzles, races, and hidden secrets. Some moons are obvious rewards for story progression, while others require creative thinking and exploration to discover. Mario's movement is incredibly fluid, with advanced techniques like long jumps, dive jumps, and hat bouncing that let skilled players sequence break and reach areas early. The motion controls add extra moves, but the game is fully playable in handheld mode with alternative button inputs. Donkey Kong Bananza delivers a bold take on the platforming genre by centering its entire design around freedom, momentum, and large-scale environmental destruction. Instead of rigid paths, levels are built as layered underground worlds where almost every surface can be smashed, dug through, or reshaped, turning terrain itself into a core gameplay mechanic. Donkey Kong's powerful moveset, punching, rolling, climbing, and throwing, feels weighty and expressive, encouraging creative problem-solving as players carve shortcuts, uncover secrets, and approach challenges from multiple angles. Exploration is driven by curiosity, with hidden collectibles and optional routes rewarding experimentation rather than strict precision. Pauline plays a key supporting role, using her singing to trigger special abilities and transformations that expand traversal and puzzle design, while also allowing for cooperative play that feels integrated rather than tacked on. Transformations and upgrades further deepen gameplay, introducing new movement options and combat twists that keep progression feeling fresh. While the story remains light and unobtrusive, it provides enough motivation and charm to frame the descent into the world's depths, focusing more on atmosphere and character dynamics than heavy narrative beats. And that's our top 25 best platformers on Nintendo Switch. From brutal challenges to emotional journeys and creative playgrounds, these games show the incredible variety the genre offers. What's your favorite platformer on Switch? Let me know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more Nintendo Switch content. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.